Good evening and happy holidays from the Pirate Party here in Massachusetts. My name's Joseph. I'm the quartermaster for the Pirate Party. With me tonight is Jamie, our captain. And really, if I sound a little off, I do apologize. I'm a little sick. It's going around like everywhere, at least in my neck of the woods here in Lowell. Um, so, Jamie, we actually really have three things we want to touch on tonight. First of all, coming up with our regional meeting down in the middle part of the state. You want to take it?
Sure. So this Sunday, a week from today, April 28th, from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m., we're going to have a Worcester Pirate Meetup. It's going to be at the workshop, uh, which is in 233 Stafford Street, Worcester. I guess it's unit 1168, and the entrance is, or it's anyway near the entrance. And so that's going to be, we've been having these monthly or so meetings. We had one in Boston, we had one in Lowell. Now we're coming to Worcester. In May, we'll be in Somerville. Around the state, hopefully, to get pirates together and figure out what we want to do about our platform, plan for the 2020 elections, um, and other things about organizing things in each locality.
Exactly. How to run, what to do. If you want to be a part of it or find out further details, please sign up for our mailing list. That's a really good way. We send out emails on the regular as to what's going on. So, really, we want to continue spreading the word and build momentum, especially fighting for a lot of the issues. And one of the big things that just came up is the Stop and Shop strike, which seems to be all the rage for all the same Democrats. We had Joe Biden show up. Who else has shown up now?
I believe Warren was on the picket line. I think Bernie was on the picket line. I haven't been paying attention to which Democratic polls have been coming, coming by, but certainly, every time I drop by my local neighborhood Stop and Shop, there's union workers out there striking and picketing. Good for them.
Yeah, not a single Republican though. Definitely not a Republican coming to support the local people.
Yeah, I haven't really been paying attention to them. I mean, at our last meeting, we decided to support the strike, and we'll have links to things people can do to help the Stop and Shop workers. I mean, they may be getting a somewhat of a pay raise, but at the same time, the parent company wants to increase the what they're going to have to pay for their health care. And so that's going to cut into whatever income increase they would get from the wage increase.
Well, really looking at it, the wage increase doesn't even increase for the cost of living. So even with the wage increase, they're getting hit harder than what inflation is. I think one of the other issues was that healthcare, but even then, one of the big things for people working, especially in that industry, is to work on Sundays, and they're taking that away, thanks to a bill that Governor Baker put into action. So, they're another corporation taking advantage of the law, and really, it's the little guy that's eating it. So,
Yeah, I mean, Stop and Shop workers aren't. I mean, they're paid better in some cases, but it's still not a living wage.
no, not anywhere near it. And like 85% of their staff, or 75%, I'm not sure the exact number. Maybe you guys can tell us what the exact number is down in the comments, and get that talk going. But a large percentage of their workforce is 100% part time, and the only one who's actually fully can take advantage of their new deal are full time members. So a good portion of their workers are getting hosed by this.
So basically, what we've seen the last 30 plus years.
Yeah, another corporation makes more money and their upper echelon gets all that money.
Well, just remember, pirates don't cross picket lines.
No, but we definitely are in them.
Yeah, yeah, go out, yeah, absolutely. Go out and help them. I mean, you can give them water, you can give them snacks, walk the picket line, show your support, donate to their strike fund. These are all some things that people can do to help the Stop and Shop workers win the strike.
Yep. And so really the last thing we wanted to touch on tonight, is the Mueller report, and what a joke that is. What would you think about what was released, sir?
Well, it's not clear whether it was Barr deciding that Mueller should produce the report or whether Mueller was really done. There's a lot in there. Still, unfortunately, a lot of it's been redacted, so we don't know. Some of it's redacted for reasonable reasons because there might be a grand jury investigation still ongoing, but other stuff we know is should be there for the people to see.
I mean, it kind of looks like a CIA report where everything's just completely blocked out, and you can't really tell what's going to be in it or not be in it. I think the real point that I really want to see is that if there's something there to indict the person or anything that we could use to indict the president, then it should go before Congress and should become public knowledge. Or if it's an ongoing investigation, then why release a report? But if it's not an ongoing investigation and they are done, why hold back that information?
Well, one of the problems, of course, is the Department of Justice has a standing rule, if I recall correctly, that prevents them from indicting a sitting president. So as a result, the only way to apply any of the stuff in there for what Trump has done is to bring it before Congress and Congress to decide whether he needs to be impeached or not.
I mean, if there's enough evidence to indict him, he would get impeached on the spot. I mean, they were trying to impeach Bill Clinton when there wasn't really enough evidence to really impeach, like, to bring it to a criminal trial. If there's enough evidence to bring collusion, which is a criminal offense, they would be able to impeach him fairly easily, from what I understand.
Well, there's certainly a lot of, reading through the report, there are certainly instances where Trump basically perverted justice, whether it was making offhand comment, whether it was going and whether it was saying to some of the people who were being interviewed that he would go and pardon them, or some of the other stuff that he said, those are potential grounds for the Congress to decide to impeach him.
Do you think that they're going to impeach him, though?
I think if the House decides to have a trial, I don't think it'll get past the Senate.
All right. Well, that's all we really have for this evening, unless you have something else.
Yeah. So one thing that's part of this is, we've talked in the past about the European Union's Article 11 and Article 13 copyright changes. And one of those is to put in a filter, an upload filter. And we saw that recently just with the Mueller report, which is a public domain document, but various publishers have taken it, they've formatted it, and they're selling it either digitally or in paper copies as books. And so recently, a whole bunch of people uploaded the Mueller report to a site called Scribd, where people can share documents. And also a publisher uploaded the document, their version of the Mueller report. And as a result, Scribd's auto copyright enforcement features basically flagged the documents that had been uploaded by other folks of the actual Mueller report, and as a result, removed them from the site. And here we see, the proponents of these upload filters are saying, "Oh, it's not going to harm public domain content. It's not going to harm people's right to information." And here we see a very good example of why these upload filters will take down content. Just because someone claims ownership of it doesn't mean that they really have ownership of a document or a movie or music or something like that. And as a result, that can censor a whole bunch of other people uploading the same document, which they have a right to because it's a public domain document.
Yeah, that happens a lot on a lot of platforms, like for example, YouTube. Um, Countless cases where copyright trolls will try and say, "Oh, well, that's my content," and try and make money off of it, even though there is no right of copyright. They don't really have a claim. I mean, and
Sure.
at some point, you just stop fighting it. You know?
Well, I mean, part of the problem with these upload filter systems, like what we see in YouTube, is there's no. If you file a false claim, there's no penalty for that. So there are automated systems that will go through and file millions of claims, whether they just license it or whether they even own it or not, claiming ownership. And really, it's up to the individual person uploading their own content as to when they get flagged by these systems as to whether um, to go and challenge that system. And it's not a transparent process. There's no due process. Um, it's a censorship system, and it's something that we need to get rid of.
Yeah, especially like when you're trying to make a video and you play some music in the background. You still are making content. It doesn't matter if there's a song playing in the background. That's still your video. In fact, and a lot of the times that will actually kick off that copyright claim. I think copyright claims in and of itself is just a whole nightmare that we really need to address, which is yet another pirate issue. So,
Absolutely.
well, sir, it has been great talking with you this evening, and I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to our next video.
Thank you very much for setting this up, and as always, it's great to talk with you as well, fellow sir.
Thank you. And thank you all to you pirates who are paying attention. Keep up the good fight. Yadi har har.
Bye.
Bye.